If you're new to exploring the WunderKeys series, or perhaps you're a piano teacher just looking for a fun extra book, something fresh for your students, you might want to check out the WunderKeys Supplemental series. Andrea and Trevor Dow's very useful piano library is an extensive line of short little supplemental books that are micro-leveled and designed to be used with the WunderKeys primer and elementary level books. Whether you are a WunderKeys lesson book user already, or you need something extra to add to a different method book, these are definitely worth checking out. We're going to go through the series, talk about which books have been student favorites, how to select the right book, and some of the features that you'll find inside of these books. Be sure to stick around to the end of the video. I'm going to give you a quick, if you're in this book and your student is in this place, then you should use this book little chart to help you know which one of these books to pick. Now, when I say this is an extensive library, check this out. There are dozens of different books at every single level, and like I said, they are micro-leveled. That means that if you are in, let's say, Primer Book 3, there's a supplemental book to help your students who are at the very beginning of the book, your students who are in the middle of the book, and your students who are nearing the end of the book. It's that specific. I don't think I've ever used one of these supplemental books that my students didn't like. However, the top favorite by far has been the Rainbow Salad Songbook, and so I'm going to use that one as an example to show you the format inside. All of the very useful piano library books follow the same format, and they're all the same length. They all start out with 5 short warm-ups at the beginning. I usually post-it these on the side so that my students can keep referring back to them time and time again, so they're basically doing these warm-ups daily. I oftentimes use dice to help make this process more fun. I will have them roll a dice. If they roll a 1, they play Unicorn Crunch. If they roll a 2, they play Magic Motion. If they roll a 6, they get to pick the one that they want to play. One of the other first things I do when I hand out one of these books is to flip to the back, and there we have the cute theme that matches the story of the book, a practice tracker. So I usually flag this with a post-it on the side as well. Otherwise, the students forget to use it, and then they notice it at the end of the book and they're sad. So make sure they know that this exists at the beginning of starting this book. After the warm-ups in each of these books, you will get 2 songs in a row that start off the story. Now, the main reason I think my students love these books is the story. The graphics are great, the games are great, everything's great, but it's really the story that grabs their attention. And I'm pretty sure they go home and read the lyrics to all the songs on day 1 when I give it to them. I try to make it suspenseful to find out what happens in the story, but I'm pretty sure they just read the whole thing. So in the case of the Rainbow Salad book, first of all, we see our unicorn hero who has lost all of his colors. He is just eating junk food and soda and watching TV. And then along the way, he meets special friends who show him healthier food choices, and each one adds back a color. So by the end, he has learned how to live a healthier lifestyle, and all of his rainbow colors have returned. All of these books contain 8 songs in all. 7 of these songs are solos that are 2 pages long, and then the final song is 1 page long, and it has a teacher duet. Now, one of the great things about the songs in these books, because they are micro-leveled, they are all going to be in the same position. So you can really hone in on a new position or a new set of notes that the student is working on. Or if their method book has moved a little too fast for them, then you can retrograde and give them a really fun review of the position they're familiar with while pushing them forward in the lesson book, if that makes sense. Now, even though these songs are all in the same position, they are not boring. First of all, the lyrics, adorable. Oftentimes they will kind of borrow a theme from a classical song, or there'll be something familiar in them. And what Andrea is so good at doing is making interesting little gimmicky things in the songs. Like for instance, at the end, it will often go to the highest C or the lowest C or something like that. Something that's easy for the students to do without having to read complicated ledger lines or anything. The instructions are clear, and they just love making those fun sounds. There's one that has a glissando in it. Is it in this one? It might be in this one. The kids go crazy for it. They love the glissando. I can't remember if it's this one or not. Anyways, the creativity of the songs kind of invites the students to take it past just the notes on the page. So it does a good job of balancing note reading review in one position, focusing on just those 10 notes, while inviting creativity in other details of the song. Now, besides the 8 songs that are included in the book, there are theory pages as well. They are scattered throughout the book, and if memory serves me, the layout is usually the same. There is a note reading writing page, and then a timed test, like a note reading time test. Then they are doing some note printing, and then they are doing a path where they draw a path and then they have to name the notes. There is a rhythm page, a sight reading path page, another note drawing page, and then finally the mystery picture, which they love doing. So I hope that gives you an idea of kind of what these supplemental books are all about. Now let's talk about like which of the extensive library you would choose for which student. So instead of boring you with my voice on this, instead of talking through it, I'm just gonna put it up on the screen with some music, and then you can screenshot it or bookmark this video for later if you want a little reference guide to which one I would recommend for which student in which place. Before I show that chart, make sure you give this video a like if you like my piano method reviews or looking at supplemental books that are out there to expand your horizons as a piano teacher. And I can't let you go before I tell you about my very own supplemental book series that I've just started working on. It's a series of theory books and technique books, and I'm also working on supplemental songbooks. I have this one, which is available on Amazon for a level 1 student, and it focuses on zoo animal songs. It has kind of the same concept where we are staying in either middle C position or C position for the most part for a student that is kind of struggling to move on from those comfortable places, but it does push them out of their comfort zone in some other details. And then at the end, it has them play a song in the D scale and then in the G scale. There's also one game included in this as well. Link in the description. I hope to add a lot more of these books to the series too. So if you're watching this in the future, hopefully I'll have a whole line available for you. Now, without further ado, let's get to that little guide so you know exactly which of the very useful piano library books to order for your students. Well, that was super fun. I love talking about these series that I already use and already love. And if you have any suggestions for something you'd like us to talk about, either related to piano method books, supplemental books, or the piano teaching world in general, please leave me a comment below and let me know you made it to the end of this video. And if you've made it this far and you're still not a WonderKeys teacher yourself, you're curious about the lesson books that go along with these books, here's a video of a full review I did of these creative and unique lesson books for students. I hope to see you there or on another video very soon.